Back when I was growing up in the 90s, really up until about 10 years ago, NBA players used to settle things like men. Michael Jordan, he had a problem with Isaiah Thomas and the Pistons. He didn't run to the media and bitch and moan that they were too rough on him. He beat their ass on the court, knocked them out of the playoffs. Charles Barkley seemed like he had problems with everyone in the NBA at some point or another. He was criticized heavily in the media for his whole "I am not a role model" commercial, which I thought was absolutely brilliant. It is not the job of NBA players to raise your kids. Charles Barkley was absolutely right. But anyway, I'm getting off point here. When Charles Barkley had an issue with someone, he settled it on the court. Nowadays, that just does not seem to be the case. Modern NBA players have been criticized for the past few years for being soft. Now, you've got some people that defend them. Then you have a lot of people that agree that modern day NBA players are soft. Guys I'm talking about are guys like Kevin Durant. He gets real aggravated, real offended when people criticize him for being soft. To me, the best way to judge someone when they are accused of something like that is to judge them by their reaction. If someone calls me a racist, for instance, I just laugh it off because I know it's not true, and my friends and family and people who know me know it ain't true. But when an accusation strikes a nerve in someone and causes an explosive reaction or a major reaction at all, there's often some truth to it. And Kevin Durant, just as an example, has been extremely vocal since leaving Oklahoma City when he's defending himself against being soft or a sellout or whatever you want to pick that people say about Kevin Durant. The long and the short of it is, Kevin Durant went from being a fan favorite in the NBA to being one of its biggest villains. Before him, it was LeBron James. People criticize LeBron James for his whole decision that he had back in 2010 when he left Cleveland for Atlanta. He was the biggest villain in the NBA for about a year or two. Kevin Durant took that mantle and fucking ran with it. He will never, and I mean never, live down leaving Oklahoma City and running to Golden State to chase a ring. That will be a part of his legacy long after he retires from the NBA. The difference between him and LeBron, a lot of people point to the fact that, LeBron left Cleveland to go to Miami to chase a ring. That's not true, because Miami was struggling before LeBron got there. Golden State, they had already won a championship. They had won 72 games the year before Kevin Durant got there. Completely different scenarios. When you really think about Kevin Durant leaving OKC for Golden State, it was a pussy move. It really was. Karl Malone didn't leave the Utah Jazz back in the 90s after losing to the Bulls in the finals and go run to Chicago the next season to chase a ring with Michael Jordan. He stuck it out with John Stockton. Tried his best to beat the Bulls instead of join the Bulls. Kevin Durant did the exact opposite. Oh, we can't beat Golden State. We were up 3-1 and we still lost. I'm going to go to the Bay Area so I can finally win a ring without really having to earn it. Even though Kevin Durant was the best player on that team, it does not matter. The perception is what matters. And he will always be viewed as the guy who chased a ring instead of earning it. Now, Kendrick Perkins, former Celtic, former center in Oklahoma City, once he retired from the NBA, he became a member of the media. His job is to analyze and sometimes criticize current NBA players. That's what he is paid to do. He is paid to speak his mind. He's no different than Paul Pierce, Chauncey Billups, Stephen A. Smith, Charles Barkley. Kendrick Perkins is an analyst. His job is to analyze the comings and goings on in the NBA. Kendrick Perkins has been vocal about Kyrie Irving all week this week. And honestly, he makes some really valid points. Kyrie Irving, let's just be honest here. Kyrie Irving is out of his fucking mind. We talked about this the other day on this channel. He was all about the NBA returning in Orlando a couple of weeks ago. Said he was going to head down to Orlando to support his team as they fought through the playoffs. Until the NBA told him that he could not go because he wasn't going to be playing. Then everything changed. All of a sudden, Kyrie Irving is the guy leading the charge for the players to refuse to go to Orlando to resume the regular season and play out the playoffs. We need to take a stand. Don't let these people use us as a form of entertainment in a time like this. All of a sudden, since Kyrie did not get his way, he's now a social justice warrior. It's fucking bullshit's what it is. Kyrie got pissed off because Kendrick Perkins called him out for wanting to start his own league outside of the NBA. I believe Kendrick Perkins' exact words were, if you take Kyrie Irving's brain and put it in a bird right now, guess what that bird is going to do? It's going to fly backwards because Kyrie right now is confused. I could not have said it better myself. Truer words have never been spoken. Kyrie is the same guy that believes in UFOs. The same guy that said the fucking earth was flat. The same guy that believes in the Illuminati. The guy is out of his fucking mind. I cannot believe there are a few players that are actually following Kyrie Irving in this coalition that he's formed. Kendrick Perkins should have called them out because Kyrie's idea is absolutely ludicrous. Kyrie Irving is accusing society in the NBA of being divisive of how they pay their players. And he's the one trying to divide everyone. He is trying to divide the league by claiming to want to start a brand new league. It is the height of hypocrisy. And the idea is so stupid that it makes Kyrie look like he is out of his mind. I can't say that enough. Let's just play devil's advocate for a second and pretend that there is actually a chance that Kyrie could get a new basketball league off the ground and go. Let me ask you this. Who's going to play in it? You're not going to have any star players. They make too much money in the NBA. You're not going to have any role players. They make too much money in the NBA. The only talent that you're going to get is the scrubs in college basketball and some of the scrubs that play over in Europe. Not NBA talent. Now, who in the fuck is going to watch that league? No one. Where are they going to play? It's not going to be NBA arenas. They're not going to license out the arenas to them. Are they going to play in high school gyms? The whole idea is a farce. I talked about this the other day. Kyrie leading this coalition of players is preposterous. He is a gifted basketball player. I'm not going to take that away from him. But he damn sure is not a leader. Kyrie Irving could not lead a starving man to a free buffet. Now let's get to Kevin Durant for a second and his issues with Kendrick Perkins. So, KD came out in defense of his best friend, Kyrie Irving. And by the way, dudes do not have best friends. That is a woman thing. Dudes don't have best friends. That's just another reason Kevin Durant is soft. Anyway, KD came to the defense of Kyrie Irving, which is expected. Let's be honest. I mean, that's expected. They're teammates. They're best friends, I guess. Kevin Durant called Kendrick Perkins a sellout. Now, I'm still kind of confused by this. I guess he considers Kendrick Perkins a sellout because he leaked the information on that conference call about Kyrie wanting to start his own basketball league. I don't know. Maybe it's because Kendrick Perkins doesn't support Kyrie starting a coalition of players to boycott going down to Orlando. Either way, to me, Kevin Durant calling Kendrick Perkins a sellout is far deeper than that. I don't look at this as Kevin Durant sticking up for Kyrie Irving. I look at this as Kevin Durant making this entire situation about Kevin Durant and seeing it as an opportunity to take another shot at Kendrick Perkins. See, the thing is, Durant and Perkins have been beefing for a little while now. These guys actually used to be pretty tight. Kendrick Perkins is a tough dude. Kevin Durant acts like a tough dude. There's a difference. You remember when you were growing up, you had guys that knew they could fight and guys who thought they could fight. The guys that knew they could kick your ass, they never talked about it. They just kicked your ass. Now, the guys that would talk about kicking your ass, when it came down to it, they were suddenly unavailable. Didn't want to fight you anymore. That is the difference between Kendrick Perkins and Kevin Durant. They played together for 4 years in Oklahoma City. Kendrick Perkins was the enforcer. He was almost like a bodyguard for Kevin Durant. And KD was the scorer. It was a great relationship. But ever since Kendrick Perkins has been in the media, the relationship between him and KD has went south, to say the least. Started back in January when Perkins tweeted out that he was about to go on SportsCenter to explain why he thought Russell Westbrook is the best player in Thunder history. I think he called him Mr. Thunder. I mean, that makes sense, right? I don't think anyone could really argue against that point. Except for Kevin Durant, who wasn't happy because he wasn't named the best player in Thunder history by Kendrick Perkins. See? Everything always has to come back to Kevin Durant. Now, his response to that was typical. This is what KD tweeted out. Yeah, and our starting center, Kendrick Perkins, averaged a whopping 2 and 3 during that series. You played hard though, champ, LOL. KD's stats are right, they're true, but the thing of it is, Kendrick Perkins was never a scorer. He was the enforcer in the paint. He was the defender. What Kevin Durant failed to mention in that whole tweet was that Oklahoma City never made it past the first round of the playoffs before they signed Kendrick Perkins. Now then KD goes and retweets a couple of tweets earlier this week from Wilson Chandler, of all people, who called Kendrick Perkins a sucker and said divide and conquer tactics are at an all-time high. Now who in the fuck does Wilson Chandler think he is? This guy is a journeyman bum. A guy who was suspended for 25 games for using PEDs. Now obviously the PEDs didn't help him out, as he averaged a whopping 4 points per game for the Clippers last year. It seems like ever since Kevin Durant left Oklahoma City, he has had this chip on his shoulder. He used to be a fan favorite, like I said earlier. Used to be a fan favorite in the NBA. But when people started criticizing him for linking up with Golden State, he turned into this angry dude, and he has been that way ever since. It seemed like his entire tenure in the Bay Area, he was angry. Angry at the media, angry at the fans, angry that he was playing on a team that wasn't his team. He wasn't the big fish in a small pond anymore. So he got his wish. The Brooklyn Nets are his team. He's a big fish in New York City, big pond. He can do all the tweeting and talking that he wants. But next season, we are going to see what Kevin Durant is made of. And I'm not talking about his game on the court, because everybody knows that he is an elite all-time basketball player. I'm talking about mentally. He is coming off a torn Achilles, usually a death sentence for an NBA player. Now, on paper, the Nets should be one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference. If Giannis goes out to Golden State like I think is going to happen, the Nets will be the top team in the Eastern Conference going into the season. There's no doubt, like I said, that Kevin Durant is an all-time great player. One of the best scorers to ever play the game. But his entire career, he has always been the Robin to someone else's Batman. Russell Westbrook was Batman at OKC. Steph Curry was the leading man in Golden State. The Nets' problem is they've got 2 Robins on this roster in KD and Kyrie. Who's going to be the leader of the team? When someone like Kendrick Perkins criticizes them in the media, who's going to step up? You can only have one soft player per team. So either KD or Kyrie, one of them is going to have to decide to be strong. I really think the Brooklyn Nets are going to have a leadership problem when both KD and Kyrie return to the court next season. All right, that's all for today. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button for me. You can click that notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Thank you guys that have already done so. It goes a long way in supporting the channel, so I really appreciate it. Leave me a comment in the section below. What do you think about this stupid beef between these guys, Kendrick Perkins against Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving? Do you think that modern NBA players are soft in comparison to guys in the Jordan era? Let me know your thoughts. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. If you have any questions, you can email them to BTLKC84@gmail.com. I'll see you guys next time.